Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. As promised, going to do a little bit more on Gettysburg, The Tide Turns. And I feel like I've learned a thing or two about the game since the first time when I did that very first look, and you guys all got to see my very first attempt at playing the game as I loaded it for the first time. So I feel like I'm in a little bit better position to do well here. So I'm going to take on a scenario in the second day, which I'm going to continue as the Union since that's what I did the first time. So it actually picks right up in hour 14, I guess, and it goes to hour 22 is how it does this. So we will be the Union fighting on day 2 of the Battle of Gettysburg. And we're going to jump right in here. All right, so we get to move the artillery reserve first. Looks like I've got 3 of those in here that I have not yet added, so we're going to start bringing them up. And I think I once again have the sound turned off. So, no, we don't want the music. We want... There we go. Excellent. Much better. So, back we go to the game. All right. As you can see, a little round top, currently undefended. The units that will eventually hold that position, at least historically, have yet to arrive on the battlefield. They arrived, they were 5th Corps units, they arrived from the south, and they jumped right up into that position as they arrived at the battlefield. So, alright, so we've got some bombardment going here. We've got to use our artillery, start hitting some of these units. I think that's everybody. Okay. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to be, actually probably by the time you see this, I will have already done the channel update. Check that out, channel update. It's got some information about what's coming up on the channel, some things you can get involved in, and also a question that I'm just throwing out to all the viewers out there, just to get your thoughts, your feedback on some things related to the history of the Civil War. It's about 5 minutes long, so check that out. I'll put a link at the end of this video as well as an opportunity for you, if you have this game or if you buy the game, it's only $10 on Steam. Where you and I can play against each other with the online multiplayer system that they have. It's actually a play-by-email system, so you kind of go back and forth. You could basically play live if you're both online, but you do not have to be both online in order to play each other. It's a kind of game where you could take a turn and then just upload the data, and then the next person takes their turn the next time they're on. But if you want to play a game against me, I created a couple of scenarios. It's actually the full campaign going through the entire Battle of Gettysburg. And I created one where I'm the Union and one where I'm the Confederates. So if you want to join and play against me, just go ahead and join one of those games and use the password History Guy, all one word, all lowercase, HISTORYGUY, and we can play each other. Alright, so he's got a lot of units still arriving on the field here. Man, he's getting to do all his turns before I do. Alright, 12th Corps. That should be over by Culp's Hill. Yep. Okay. So we got these guys over on Wolf Hill. I'm actually going to bring them over and get them connected to the rest of my... you know what? Hold on. I don't like where Cobham is here. I'm going to bring him out. See if I can get... I can't get Ruger up into that spot. Okay. So I'll bring McDougal over. Eventually I'm going to use him to kind of plug in that line. But for now we can use Candy to do that. We'll have McDougal as a reserve to plug in if somebody falls out. Okay. So the historically the second day of the battle was an attack on both flanks. that was supposed to be coordinated. It didn't end up working out that way because it took too long for the Confederate right to get into the attack. It was late in the afternoon before Longstreet's divisions under Hood and McLaws got into position and launched their attack over here on the right flank, where the 3rd Corps under Dan Sickles kind of moved out all the way out to this position out here, which I am most definitely not going to do. Alright, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here with all of his men approaching my positions. We'll see who breaks and who doesn't. Oh, Hayes is toast. I think that's the Louisiana Tigers. Pretty sure that's who was in command of those at Gettysburg. Whew. A lot of fighting going on. There's Adelbert Ames up there on Cemetery Hill. Oh, where are you going? No. Oh, that was Ames falling back. Okay. I don't know why that pushed Willard out of position. I don't like that at all. Wow, a lot of my units are falling back. Candy fell back. Precisely why we're going to have to be able to bring McDougal up here. And we can bring Ruger in and hit Jones on the side. Alright, 12th Corps. Oh, Stonewall Brigade's all the way back here. That's not cool at all. I don't know if we can get Cobham out of there. I'll use him to kind of cover this. Then we'll move Candy up into that position on Culp's Hill. I'll bring Ruger over. Get on Jones's flank a little bit. Oh, we got Lockwood too. Excellent. Muhlenberg's artillery. I'm going to move him over here. Poor Green's out here by himself right now. He can't move anywhere, though. Alright. Alright, combat phase. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to retreat. We're just going to fight it out. This unit has been forced to retreat through a hostile zone of control. It takes 1 loss for every hex of hostile zone of control it's forced to retreat through. Ouch. So if you've ever played like tabletop wargaming, either with miniatures or like with a board, this is going to seem very familiar to you. And I'm guessing that's who this is going to appeal to. Are people who, like me, have played games like this before there were computer games to be played. It's certainly going to be a niche audience. I don't think it's something that's going to apply to appeal to everybody. Certainly not the wide appeal I don't think that something like Ultimate General Gettysburg or Ultimate General Civil War is going to have. All right, we're driving off some of these units from the 1st Corps, Barksdale. It's interesting Barksdale's up here in Gettysburg because historically his brigade attacked down here on the Union left. In fact, Barksdale was mortally wounded fighting down here in this area around the peach orchard, the wheat field. All right. No. Yeah, we'll advance Candy. Ruger, no. How about McDougal? I'll advance him. There we go. Much better. That looks a lot better. Oh, come on, Lockwood. There you go. Stonewall Brigade's getting lit. Of course, so did Lockwood. Jeez. That was ugly for everybody. Of course, the Confederates, the movement seems to happen by division for them, whereas it's by corps for the Union. But that makes sense because the way the armies were broken down, a decent-sized Confederate division was about the size of some of the Union Corps. Union Corps at Gettysburg tended to be 10 to 15,000 men, whereas that was what the divisions were in a lot of cases. There were nine Confederate infantry divisions at Gettysburg, while there were 7 Union Corps. You know what? Let's get some of this artillery up on Little Round Top and on Weikert's Hill. So basically, how it was broken down on the battlefield, you had the 2nd Corps for the Confederates on the Confederate left. The 3rd Corps occupied the center under A.P. Hill. Ewell had the 2nd Corps. A.P. Hill was here in the center with the 3rd Corps. And then Longstreet was on the Confederate right with his 1st Corps. By this point in the battle, I believe just about everybody was on the battlefield except for Pickett's division for Longstreet, which was just arriving on the afternoon and evening of July 2nd, which is why they were used to spearhead that charge on July 3rd. They were the only fresh unit that hadn't been in combat yet. All right, we're going to drop Biddle back over here for now. Throw the Iron Brigade up into this spot there. I'm going to bring Stannard up. He might get lit up by that artillery, but I want to try and confront some of this artillery and take it out so it doesn't sit there taking me out. All right, I think we're done here. For the Union, I think it was Slocum's 12th Corps was occupying the extreme right around Culp's Hill. The 11th Corps was so shattered on July 1st that the 11th Corps and the 1st Corps, for the most part, were basically out of the fight after July 1st because they were both so heavily engaged on the first day of the battle. 2nd Corps. Of course, I think the 11th and the 1st Corps were kind of holding the position here on Cemetery Hill. 2nd Corps was here along Cemetery Ridge. 3rd Corps was next to them. And then the 5th Corps ended up occupying ground here at the Round Top. 6th Corps was in reserve. Schimmelpfennig, boy, he's barely got anybody left at this point. Yeah, we'll keep Coster back. I'm going to move somebody like one of these 2nd Corps units like Webb up. You can see they've got the. It's kind of cool. They have the little symbols here, like the moon and the shamrock. Those are their core symbols, and they wore those to identify which core they were a part of. So the star was the first core. You had the clover or the shamrock, if you will, was the second core. Diamond was the fifth core. Or no, I'm sorry. I believe a Maltese cross was the fifth core, actually. Third core was diamond. These half moons, that was the 11th core. Actually, I guess the stars, is that the 12th core? 12th and the first, it looks like, yeah. They both have a star. Yeah, there you go. You can see all the symbols now. Alright, second core. Here we go. These are the guys I wanted to move. I don't like where Willard is at the moment. Willard was brigade commander in the second corps. He was decapitated by a shell on July 2nd. Took most of his head clean off. Must have been horrifying for his men to have witnessed that. All right, let's get Carol. I want to try and shift some units over here to the right to kind of shore that up just in case. I'm going to bring the Iron Brigade out, even though they're pretty weak at this point. Oh, that's the Irish Brigade. Okay. Iron Brigade's in the first corps. I'm going to get Zook over here on the round tops. Should be getting the 5th Corps up here soon, I would think. Alright, we're good. I believe it was Cross who... it was either Cross or Zook. I think they were both killed at Gettysburg. But one of them, when he was going into battle with his brigade, Hancock, who was the corps commander, called out to him that it was the last time he would go into battle without a star, meaning he was going to get a promotion to brigadier general. And the response was, well, it's too late because it's my last battle. And I believe there was a posthumous promotion to brigadier general. I just can't remember right now if it was Zook or Cross. I believe it was Cross. Alright, 12th Corps. Let's get Cobham up. Lockwood, boy, he got tore up there. Let's get him on Wolf Hill at least. Oh, there's a Stonewall Brigade over there now. Muhlenberg. Get him over here. Alright, I think we're good. First Corps, okay. I don't like where Cutler is right there. He's kind of out there on his own. Same with Baxter for that matter. But I think largely we're just going to have to kind of hang with where they are. No, can't move them. Okay. Let's get some combat going here, guys. 11th Corps. Move Coster over there. Schimmelfennig, I'm just going to kind of pull him out for now. Okay. We ready for combat yet, or what? 5th Corps, here we go. Getting some new units. Here come the first 5th Corps units. Well, not the first, but... Can I not? I'm just going to have to move him just because I might not be able to get other units into the field. What are we waiting on here? Oh, here we go, yeah. So we're going to have to get these guys in here. Kind of stinks. Excuse me. But I guess that's what I got to do for now. He's got that Stonewall Brigade right there, which is really throwing things off. It's interesting that these 5th Corps units are coming up the Baltimore Pike instead of the Taneytown Road. Their entry hexes are blocked. Great. Okay. I visited the Gettysburg battlefield a couple months ago. I've been posting some videos, just little short 4 or 5 minute videos of different spots on the battlefield, Cemetery Ridge, events from the first day of the battle. You can check those out here on my channel. I'll put some links up at the end of the video here. Still haven't had combat on this turn yet. Ooh, man. There's a lot going to be happening here. Here comes combat. So one of the things that's interesting as you sit here and watch all this is you really just don't know how it's all going to shake out in some situations. So you kind of have to sit and wait for combat to resolve to kind of reevaluate and see what the lay of the land is after all of this. Since it's not real-time strategy, you're kind of not really adjusting as things happen. You're sitting by helplessly watching it happen, then reacting at the end of the turn. I'm mainly worried about the center right here. I feel like I'm pretty strong on the flanks. Keeps jumping around on me. Stonewall Brigade's sneaking up on my rear here. I got to do something about that for sure. Here comes my combat phase. Okay. Nice. Took out one of his batteries. 9 units eligible to retreat. Alright. Yeah, the problem is, where's Cutler going to retreat to? Yeah, let's just stick where we are. Fight it out. Oh, Barksdale just got shattered, so did Cutler. No. 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 No, I'm good. Dole should get lit up pretty good here. Wow, didn't see that coming. We're holding the high ground. We have more men than him. Experience, those are raw troops. I guess that's probably why. Doing great on the right. I don't think we're good there, too. Okay. First Corps gets to go first this time. Alright, I'm going to pull the Iron Brigade back for now. I'm going to put Paul over here. I don't know about these guys. I guess let's at least get them here so they're up on the hill. And Biddle. Oh, there we go. We can put him right there. All right. 5 artillery reserve units I can move here. Let's get some more artillery up on the hill. Keep these guys right where they are. Maybe if I move them up, they'll be a little closer. They'll be in range. Okay. We'll go ahead and let this combat play out, and then I'll probably wrap up this first half here. We'll come back and just do another video with the second half of the battle. So far, seems to be working out pretty well. I'll be curious to take on this same scenario as the Confederates. My right's really holding pretty strong. Bunch more 5th Corps units coming in. Let's get some of these guys moved up. Where is McCandless? Why am I not seeing him? It's funny how it recenters it back to the center of the map rather than where the units actually are. Of course, John Bell Hood was severely wounded on the afternoon of July 2nd, attacking over around the area around Devil's Den. Lost the use of his arm. I believe later on in the war he lost a leg as well. And we got the Stonewall Brigade in our rear. That is not a good situation there. Although we can probably use Muhlenberg to fire on him. Alright, 3rd Corps. Let's get these guys organized a little better here. Burling, de Trobriand. Alright, let's get Carr up here. I'm going to shift Berdan over toward the center. And we'll move up the artillery. Okay. This turn should be just about over. They're really loading up over here against the 12th Corps. Alright, let me see here. Shift through all these units. In the background, you can hear my 4-year-old yelling. Let's see. We're still working on the whole "Daddy's making a video, don't yell" thing. If you're a parent, you can understand that. Especially youngest children who think they have to be extra loud in order to be heard. Alright, 2nd Corps. I want to get... won't let me move Haro there. Alright, let's bring Brooke up. And cross. Brewster, I should have probably brought Brewster up when it was his turn. Okay. I'll pull Coster out. Bring Smith up. Schimmelpfennig, really just kind of a reserve unit at this point. Okay. Alright, combat phase. Alright, we shattered the Stonewall Brigade. That's what I was hoping for. 13 units eligible to retreat before combat. Now we're good. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm definitely concerned about my center. But if maybe I can roll these guys up this way, maybe I can relieve some of that pressure. I can bring up some of this 5th Corps, these 5th Corps units up. No, I think I'm good there. Interesting that unlike the historical battle where the 5th Corps came in on this side, they're going to end up being there to shore up my center. Alright, bye-bye to these guys. Alright, this turn should be just about over. Turns do take a little while because you got so many different units and different phases happening. Alright, so we'll wrap it up right there. We'll come back with the rest of this in a part 2 of this particular episode. So thanks for watching. Certainly welcome any and all comments, questions, observations. I'm still a relative noob at this game. Some of you may have played it a little more than I have. I have maybe 2-3 hours into this game at most. Mostly just doing this so we can all kind of learn together and see how the game works. Like I said, check out the online games if you have the game, and use the password history guide to join a game against me. Love to play you. Check out some of my other videos. If you'd hit that thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. We'll see you again with part 2 of July 2nd on Gettysburg, the Tide Turns. Thanks for watching.